Hey guys, welcome back to another Golfholics vlog. Today we are out here at Costa. They have a beautiful big putting green, so I thought, why not tell you guys about how I go about reading my putts. I'm just going to talk about the process that I run through whenever I get any putt really, but particularly a really crazy putt like the one I'm about to show you. So hopefully you guys can learn a little bit and start getting those lag putts in there a lot tighter. Alright, so this is the left to righter huge breaker putt that I have chosen to show you guys about how I read putts. Why not start with the hardest one, and you can always take it down a notch. So I've set down an alignment rod here. It's basically just for start line to train your eyes not to look at the hole, because we're not putting toward the hole, we're putting toward our high point. Another thing that I've laid out for you guys is a tee out over here, which is my high point. So this is the high point of the putt. This is where we are starting our putt. We are not starting it anywhere near the hole. If it starts toward the hole, we're going to be 20 feet low. So we're starting it up here and we're going to let the ground take it toward the hole. Another tee that I have laid out is down here, and this tee is the fall line. So the ball is going to be falling in on this line here. Again, nowhere near the start line. It's not a straight putt. Instead, it's falling in on this line, what you might call maybe 7 o'clock on the dial. I call this drill the 2-point drill because you guys guessed it, there are 2 points at which I put a tee to kind of guide where the putt is going to travel through. So I'm going to show you how I got my start line, and which is the high point, and how I get my fall line, and those dictate where I'm going to be putting and where I kind of have my ball traveling through. And it's, again, as you guys would probably have guessed, all dictated by the speed that you hit it. So with these crazy breakers, I usually reverse engineer them, and I start with the fall line, and then I go to the initial position of my ball to figure out where that high point is. So let's go check out the fall line. So I've already kind of told you where the fall line is, so it's no secret, but when I'm trying to find the fall line, when I haven't already tested a couple balls to find it for sure, to find the fall line, I'm going to go below the hole, and I'm going to kind of travel this way and this way to find the point at which the ball is falling straight into the hole. It's not breaking anymore. So if I go over here and I'm reading it as if this were the fall line, that would be incorrect because it's actually going to taper off this way, off of this hill here. If I go way over here and I think this is the fall line, again, that's incorrect because it's going to taper off left to right. It is not a straight fall line. In the middle of those two extremes, we have my perfect tee, where I have found the fall line and it doesn't break as it travels into the hole. So I'll show you guys here. Woo, falls straight down the hill there, so no break. Okay, so now since I found my fall line, that's the first point on the line, and I'm going to use that to find my high point. So now we're going to go over to the high point area. I'm going to imagine it traveling up on this line to go ahead and meet my ball way back over there. So we're going to imagine it traveling. Okay, the ball is probably going to move this way. And then I'm just trying to find, again, that kind of middle point here. So if I go over here, so that's my high point. If I go over here, this is going to be too low. It's going to catch the slope and it's going to fall low. But then again, if I go above my desired high point, it's not going to catch the slope at all. It's going to in fact stay way up here. So it's finding that middle point of not too low, but not too high. And once you've found that, you found your high point, which is where you're going to start the ball. So now that you have your high point and your fall line, you kind of have both things that you need to dictate your line and your speed for a big breaker like this. So let's go back over to the original position of the ball. So now for this drill, it's really training your eyes on how to play these big breakers. So I have an alignment rod, and I'm going to lay it down so that I don't look low. I'm going to lay it down on the same line of that high point. So what this is going to do for me is it's going to make it so that I'm not looking at all toward the hole. I'm keeping my line really at that high point out there. Okay, so now that I have this putt all mapped out, I'm just going to stroke it on my start line to that high point, and if I get proper speed, I'm going to end up in a tiny little circle right around the hole. That's very makeable. If not, it might go in. So let's see. When you map your putts out really clean, really nice, very precisely, you have a way better chance of finding the hole, even on like a 40-foot crazy 10-foot breaker like that. So I also wanted to say an after the fact tip for you guys is your last look. If you look last at the hole, as opposed to last at your high point, you're probably gonna stroke sort of out toward the hole and miss low. So your last look should always be at your high point and the putt will break off of that. The ground does all the work for you. All right, so now we're gonna do an uphill two-tiered right to lefter for you guys. It's a little bit different as far as reading the break, but a tip for you guys at home, trying to set up this drill to train your eyes on how to read these big breakers or any breakers whatsoever. So do a practice putt beforehand so you're not guessing at those reads. Okay.
Just inside that?
Yeah, just inside that. Alright, so I've set up the uphill right to lefter over this tier here. It's much less severe in its break. It breaks maybe 1.5 feet or so. And while setting it up, I had to adjust tees and my alignment rod a number of times, so it's really trial and error when you're doing the setup on this drill. But if you do this drill enough times, once you get out on the course, it'll be really intuitive on how to read the putts and kind of imagining in your mind those high points that you're gonna putt it to, as well as the entry path. Okay, so on that last left to righter, it was downhill, so we were finding the fall line on it. But on this one, it's uphill, so there's no fall line, there's only an entry path. So that's kind of that, you know, when you're finding that number on the dial. So I found the entry path here, and this is kind of the angle for it. So as you can see, it's not a straight path to my original point where my ball is gonna be down by the alignment rod. Again, that has to do with finding the high point and then it coming off of that high point with break. So let's go give it a shot. First try. Okay, that's enough practice for me today. Just kidding. Okay, so after doing this drill for a while, you're gonna start to intuitively know how to read putts out on the golf course. And yeah, it is a lot of steps when you're going through, you know, a full green reading process for your putt, but it does not have to hold a pace of play. There's a lot of ways that you can still thoroughly read a putt, give you a really good chance of making it without holding up pace play. So when you're walking to the green, look at the undulations so you can already get a sort of general sense of which way your putt's gonna break. So if there's a hill on one side of the green, know it's gonna break off of that one. So another tip that I have for keeping pace of play while doing a thorough green reading is starting at the low point of the green and working your way up to your ball or to the hole, whether it's an uphiller or downhiller. And probably the most important tip as far as keeping pace of play with green reading is to read your putt while others are putting or reading their putts. So you're not using your allotted time and everybody's waiting on you. Instead, you're kind of moving around stealthily, not stepping on anybody's lines and not moving when people are putting, but moving around stealthily the green and getting a good look at all those points that you need to figure out to have a good chance to make that putt. And that's a wrap on this green reading tips video for you guys. I really hope that it helped you. I wanted to say thank you so much to everybody who's watching, who leaves such kind comments. They mean a lot to me. It's an amazing opportunity to kind of be able to take over the channel with Paris. So this video, we're actually also going to be doing a giveaway. So if you enjoyed the video, please leave us a comment and we're going to pick the top comment, our favorite comment, and send you a dozen tailor-made golf balls. So let us know what you think. If you enjoyed the video, please leave us a thumbs up, tap the subscribe button and the bell so that you get notified when we post. And I hope you enjoyed. We'll see you next time. Oh, can I get lip gloss on?
Sure.
Okay.
Did she just comb her hair right there, Walter?
It's a lot of wind. We're getting frizzy around here. I'm just gonna putt the ball on my desired start line, and if I get proper speed, it should end up in a tidy little